Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL One Battlefield 4 Winter Cup number 5. Now, first things first, we do apologise for the break in between our first and second games. We were waiting for some tense matches in overtimes to be finished, but we are back, Jason Kaplan, for our quarterfinals.
Yes, today we have Penta going up against Rapax in our next game of the day. It's going to be on Operation Locker, on Parasol Storm, and on Zavod. I guess we can just drop you straight in the game and kind of go over the laps for you guys at home, because Rapax isn't a team that we really have heard of too much. No, I haven't seen a lot of them. That they have, for the most part, as a German team, they've sort of been in these cups as well. Generally haven't made it out of the first round. So to get on here against Unknown, who we saw last season, were actually pretty good, to be honest. You know, it's a credit to those guys. We'll have to see what they can produce here, of course, against the combination of Germans and Polish in Penta. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with Penta, you shouldn't be if you're just watching, but of course it's the QCK, Lex, Kamika, Yros, and Enter Q, who actually is their 6th. He's too young to compete at the finals, I think, and that will be Smashy. Smashy will probably be playing for them at the finals. Now on the other side, for Rapax, we've got Julian,
Rex,
Tommy, Hi, Briest, and Maceo.
Okay.
I like to go into overview as well.
Yeah,
when,
sorry.
Trying to read the lines.
I forgot you were looking at my screen and not your one, so that's my bad. We are into this one, though, of course. It is Operation Locker to kick things off. We saw it last time in our first game of the night, and after a little bit of a slower start, we definitely saw the action begin to explode, and we expect no different from this as well. Penta are a very seasoned team here in Battlefield 4. They were one of our top teams last season. They, of course, represented their org at the finals at Gamescom. So, these guys have been around the block a few times. We have yet to see Team Rapax actually at our finals. They will have a chance to make through, of course, in the group stages, but let's see what happens now as Lex has already made himself his way into the middle, and he takes down Tommy.
Yeah, so 2 quick kills going to the side of Penta here, and we're expecting them to pretty much pick up this win. We kind of want to check in with their the current stature right now, see how their form is before they did, potentially made their way into the finals, where ideally they'd be meeting up against Epsilon for another time. They already did in Cup 3. But let's see. We already do have 3, now 4 men on Rapax inside of Yard. Yros is going to be the only man on the side of Penta here to cause a little bit of distraction. Spots the man inside of Guard Tower. Doesn't connect the shots just yet, but he's still buying some time. The bomb is currently down. I think it might be picked up by Maceo in just a few seconds. Well,
not if Yros. Well, Yros may have had something to say about it, but he was cut short there as he went down, and the bomb is going to reset here as Maceo was very much just sitting back and watching this little choke point. He is the most sort of back players, I guess most defensively positioned players here for Rapax, so any sort of good break from Penta through the middle could yield some nice results. But Lex doesn't seem to want to challenge him at this stage. Instead, he's just going to split off with Yros and head in towards his choke now. So I think Maceo is above them. No, he will be waiting for them. He's on the lower level there. It's hard to tell with the overview. He goes down. So this is a clear, I guess, route for Penta now. This is going to force Briest to come back to try and slow things up, but he has to go down the stairs and get onto that basement level.
But the bomb is still in the hand of Rapax. They still have controllers inside of Yard, and yet they're still splitting a couple men towards the backside. I would say just push together. They know there's at least 2 men behind them. Clear your front path, then worry about the back a little bit later on once you do have that control inside the enemy territory. But instead, more than happy just to chill here inside of Guard Tower. Well, the rest of the team tries to pick up these kills, but honestly, credit to Rapax. I expected Penta to maybe go for a quick walkover, but they're definitely giving them a lot of trouble here so far in this game. You can see on the side of Penta, 3 people still without a single kill, where Briest currently sitting on 6 and 2 for the side of Rapax.
Yeah, he's done fairly well so far, the man. Can't really fault him there. Here's Yros pushing up, though. He's in the lower part. Well, he's actually going to get taken down by Briest there as well. So Penta a little bit slow off the mark here. Very slow, in fact, as Lex is forced to try and frantically revive some teammates. He thinks better of it there as QCK could have been the bait that drew him out into the open to have been killed, but it actually almost killed QCK again with the nade, but he gets a revive, and that's what matters here. But Penta's slow here. They've been actually beaten in a lot of these gunfights, which is uncharacteristic for them, especially up against a less proven team like Rapax.
I think one thing we're probably going to agree on, though, is that Penta are used to playing against more of a standard team, a standard kind of squad obliteration. I don't think Rapax is giving that to them. I mean, look at the way they're playing. They still have the bomb sitting in Guard Tower. They've been here for pretty much the entire time so far. Haven't actually made their way into the enemy team, where Penta, as seasoned as they are, they're more than happy to just sit back, let the enemy team come to them. There's no need for them to get aggressive. There's no need for them to push out into the Yard, where they know, they're going to have a disadvantage because of the choke points alone. Oh, that incinerator grenade being thrown into the Guard Tower will actually force them a little bit back, but again, they're just poised for control, and yet they're not really gaining any of it. I mean, it's just kind of a standoff.
First step for Penta is to control this staircase, I really think. If they want to get those guys out of the watchtowers, they must push on here. They are going to go down, though. Breest is huge right now. He's doing so well. 9 and 4, the man is. He will drop eventually, but High Nicholas now is trying to duke it out with NTQ, and they will secure control of here. You see the bomb was dropped almost instantly. That was Tommy going down inside that watchtower. They had control of the staircase, higher ground, and here comes Penta. They're coming forward in numbers, and it's about RX now just trying to group up and at least get some respawns in. Breest knows that if he goes up these stairs, he's going to be running into a lot of Penta players.
Oh, I was about to say they didn't spot him, but that was Wyros who turned around and got the kill. Now they're just running over them. They're swarming them completely at this A site. The bomb will get planted. And here we go. Wow. Finally, about 4 minutes into the half, we finally have our first MCOM planted. Now Tommy, the last man alive, currently in Berlin and currently in no man's land as he does take a kill on the quick. And now they know exactly where he's going to be, and they're going to be able to chase him down and pick up some more.
Don't know why he's shooting barrels there when there are enemies converging on his position. As Wyros and Kamika doing some serious damage here as, well, Rapax starting to spawn in right now, but it's going to be a little bit too late potentially as Kami is holding the line nicely as they try and make their way over towards that bomb site. Kami looking straight through in the infirmary, does connect the shot on towards Breest, and this is excellent from Penta. This is possibly no less than what we expect from these guys, as they have gotten the wipe, they have got control. Wyros is going to go for some duck shooting outside. He will get one as Julian pushes back in, but Rapax now, they know, excuse me, wow, they know they have to push around the outside and go for the middle and the bomb again. Yeah,
and they've given up full inside control to Penta, so Kami's going to be able to pick up the bomb and push it straight towards B or towards C, unless Rapax are quick enough here to get around the outside. You can see Kami already waiting for them, finally as they come through this doorway, and that's already Tommy going down, Julian already getting relatively low, Lex able to secure a kill as well, Breest is going to finally turn around and get one, but he will be dropped, and this is going to be now another almost squad wipe coming in for Penta, as
wow,
Nicholas just nading his own team there.
He was trying to throw it out the window, I think, but it hit the ledge and his teammate ran into it. Yeah.
Oh, the nades!
Oh, wow.
Oh, dear Lord.
Well, Penta, they're making him work for it here, throwing a few nades up and towards those stairs, and Wyros is saying, come on, boys, come down, let down your golden tresses and let's have a fight. And Wyros instead is going to take the fight to them. Breest drops down now. He's on those stairs, pushing up, looking for High Nicholas there. I think it was Tommy, actually. He picks him up as well. He knows. I think he got Julian as well. So Wyros had an absolute field day on stairs. He may not be able to understand Australian, but he does understand Battlefield 4.
The bomb's already made its way towards B. Like, they just completely picked up and ran all the way around the map to get over towards B. The bomb will get planted. Penta will have their potential second MCOM, and no one's even alive on the other side to defend against this. And Penta, it looks like they will be able to have their 2-0 first half victory.
Absolutely. Now, I know a guy that, Wyros is one of those guys that will go back and watch the stream after, so I'm going to make sure that I can give him some shtick here, and he goes back and watches it.
You could be the good commentator, I'll be the bad commentator.
Really? What do you mean bad commentator?
Wyros, you surprise me.
As far you surprise me. Well, as far as he's concerned, I'm the bad commentator because I get a lot of feedback from him about things that I say wrong and stuff, which is fine, by the way. We and Ryaz have a good working relationship, as it were. He's a lad. But it's another squad wipe, and Julian is just going to chill out here and maybe hang out with the polar bears. So this is Penta doing what Penta does. A little bit of a slow start. I really feel like they weren't maybe sure of where to be looking for Rapax to start with because Breest sort of had a bit of an easy time of things, but, well, the other side of the coin is now that Penta got that information and they worked off it. Lex having a big half. Wyros, yeah, he's pretty average.
We'll say this, though. Wyros pretty average. That Rapax did give them a pretty good struggle. It wasn't a very easy 2-for-0. It definitely was hard worked for. Yeah, eventually they did get the momentum. They did get that control they were looking for after that first MCOM. But getting to that point was not so easy. So honestly, credit to them for to be able to hold Penta back. But on that same note, we've known Penta to be kind of a slower, more, not necessarily casual, but more of a sit back and let the enemy team work the plan they want. So then they can work, so they can counter that and push themselves. Like if you think about them against Fnatic, I remember last season they actually did a lot of work against Fnatic, but they also had a good, I think it was a couple extra weeks of practice that Fnatic didn't. But still, good start by them, 2-0.
Yeah, absolutely. And Operation Locker as well. It's, I feel like once you get going on Operation Locker, you're really going as well. Even if you can snowball off a first MCOM detonation and keep yourself in like aggressive positions. Very, very hard for enemies to sort of shake you out there. So we're going to be jumping into this one. It's going to be the second half of this first match of our quarterfinals. And so far, Penta are delivering. They are, as we expect, the favourites here. And they are demonstrating exactly why that is. See there the teams for you if you've just sort of joined in here as well. I'm going to say Breest had a good last half. I have to say I enjoyed it. I think he played fairly well. But as soon as Penta got into enemy territory, it was just over. And here's the thing, right? We talk about mid a lot. And we saw that there was a huge investment from Rapax into this guard tower, which is fine. I understand. Vertical advantage is super good. And you have a 360-degree view of this middle room. However, your vertical advantage is nullified when you have players up here. Look how easy it is to fire into the guard tower from up here as opposed to, I don't know, down here or something. It's quite easily counter. You just take control of these stairs like Penta did, and then you wreck the guys in the tower, and then you go plant on MCOM and win the game. So Rapax can't... They need to avoid committing too much towards this guard tower because as good as it can be in some cases it can also make you into a sitting duck, Jason.
It can make you into a sitting duck, but it's about whether or not you're confident enough to be able to hold that position from either angle, from the guard tower or from the staircase. But either way, we're about to kick off our second half. Penta quickly on the charge, in towards Yard, in towards that guardhouse. Look on the other side though, Wyroz. He's going for something a little bit cheeky here.
Yeah, he's terrible though, so I don't know what we really should be expecting.
We're not even going to take a look at it?
We can have a look. Here's Wyroz, of course. It does have the assault class. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Can I get a replay? No? All right.
I'll give you the replay.
That was good.
He died.
Yeah, nice. Right. Thanks for that one, Alexander. Some brilliant play from him. I don't know what he was trying for there. Maybe just something different to spray down on the outside or something like that. But who knows? Bomb's in the middle anyway, in the hands of Kamika. And Wyroz, oh no, he had the, he had the scout class. He had the recon class. Yep. Well, brilliant. Again, just great.
It makes you really want that replay now, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I mean, it's not a great choice, obviously, for those at home for Operation Locker, unless you're on the outside. Wyroz is persisting with it here. So, I mean, essentially, he has good control. You can see what he's doing now, of course, with the sniper rifle, just trying to keep those Rapax players away. But if he gets pushed onto by more than one ear, or if he can hit a shot, would be nice as well. You know, can be tough, of course, if he gets swarmed here. But he's just taking some ground here, trying to get aggressive. While the rest of Penta's just sort of set up here as well. QCK and Kamika have been inflicting some casualties, there's no doubt about it. And
they've been taking control of that yard area. Wyroz still unable to connect a kill here on the outside. Meantime, the rest of the team is pushing in through these choke points. Kamika to be following with the bomb. And they should be able to open things up now. Looks like they'll be able to get control of A. Wyroz has, I mean, he didn't get any kills, but he's caused a distraction. And quick with 2 G18 kills, making that pistol do work.
That was seriously nice. And there's the G18 of Wyroz as well. It's all about that auto pistol now as Penta start to flood in. Wyroz has traded his kit away quite wisely to a medic one now. Oh no, just the gun. All right, fair enough. Bomb's down, and Wyroz can actually give out ammo to his teammates. So I guess that's something.
Well, notice you said Wyroz being smart. Well, those two things typically don't go in the same sense.
Well, I mean, if you want to jump on the bandwagon here, we can have a lot of fun with this.
I'm here with you on this one.
No, I love Wyroz. He knows that. Bomb's down, and Penta have absolute, complete control of this one as Breest is the last man in his squad, the last hope for his team. He's trying to aim around that corner, but Enter-Q will be there. He's a little bit tagged up, but he's more than happy to hold this position now as Tommy does take down Kamika, but you can see here, Penta, I'll zoom in for you. Penta have really shut RX out of their own side of the map. Very, very simple. If you're getting more kills, you can just continue to force them back. Now, Masayo's going to try and run there, but when you hear that klaxoning sound, I think it's like 10 seconds or less.
Yep, before 10 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, 10 seconds. So you know you're screwed. Unless you're in the vicinity of that bomb, you're in trouble. So that is 3 MCOM detonations. That's the game.
That was a very quick game, too.
Yep.
I mean, they got to play the stronger side, and we expect that even with Wyroz being handicapped to his team, they still pick up the victory, and that's kind of the Penta that we expect to come into this match, and that's the Penta we were hoping to see when we came into this game, realizing that it most likely will be a one-sided affair, but it's a good chance for us to get an early view of how they're playing today and potentially what's going to happen coming into the finals.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Parasol Storm will be our second map of this one here, and, well, it's Penta's pick. So, again, you expect it to be looking fairly strong in this one. Now, I like this map for a few reasons. First one being that I can explore a sunken wreck in it. Secondly, is that it has some interesting characteristics across it. Now, you know, and I'm doing this for people that maybe don't watch a lot of Battlefield as well. A lot of you guys at home will know exactly what I'm talking about. But the trenches on the other side of the map are quite often the first places teams will try and go to and plant. So on each side, so on the Chinese side, the red side, they will be pushing for A on that side. And what we're saying, there's an A side on here as well for the US side. Now, the interesting part about this map is that the bottom half is actually a little bit more densely populated with buildings and whatnot. You can see this here as well. So, in some senses, we were talking about this before actually, the Chinese side has more defense because they can set up in these buildings. Talk about vertical advantage in the last map. Having control of these ledges is quite good and does give them an advantage. The thing is that the bomb side's close to this part of the map. Like C, for example, you gain no advantage defending C, really, from being an A. I mean, yeah, sure, you could sit yourself up in here and shoot at people as they come through, but the bomb's here, so you can't directly really interact with that bomb side if you're up in the building. So it forces you out. And the B is a little bit different as well. It's in the back corner of this building, which is quite awkward, but we see a lot of teams do is use the Levolution.
Every wall.
Yeah. That's right. They use the Levolution aspect of Battlefield, and they break this one down. And once you actually inflict enough damage to that structure, it's pretty much in the open. So not that, again, not that protective, I guess, for people inside. So we do see engineer classes gone for on this map. On the other side, it's a very different story. This is where your smokes are quite important. This looks similar to the C site on the other map, on the other side of the map. And of course, up on top of the hill here is this B site. Now, the tricky part with this one is it can be harder to take because you're sort of having to come up a hill, but you can access it from 360 degrees around it. So,
if we're to be fair, I don't think we typically never see bombs get planted at B unless it's like Fnatic. It's typically always C and A.
Last week we did see some, but it wasn't overly prolific. It's definitely C and A.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good rundown there. I'm trying to think about how the game necessarily starts, right? Is like the blue team will have the advantage because they get to spawn closer to the actual bomb. Typically, we'll see teams just back away, not really try to be too aggressive in the beginning. But then again, you know, with Penta's having such a convincing win, do you think they're going to hold back, or do you think they're just going to say, oh, you know what, we should win this, we know we're going to win this, play no respect, or with no respect, sorry, and then just push across the map because they feel like they can beat them in A and they can beat them in strategy and they can just beat them with their eyes closed. Well, maybe not the last one.
Yeah, well, I'd say first of all, I'm pretty sure Wyros had his eyes closed half of the last map. Secondly, Penta should play with a no respect play against everyone they play against, right? You know, it's actually a really big. It's a problem to respect the team too much. We don't mean like, yeah, you shake their hand outside the game, of course, but inside game, you don't want to be afraid of them because you play like that as well. You just work yourself into a position where mentally you're not feeling like you can even win. You've got to back yourself going into this. I think Penta, though, it would be a bit of both. It would be like, okay, well, we just played the last map against Rapax. We felt dominant. We were winning the 1v1s. We managed to sweep them aside fairly easily after a little bit of a rocky beginning. Feel like they're fairly confident here as well. I would say Penta will play the same. Will they go for another a recon class? Well, Lex is doing that, so that's already answered my question. That's not terrible. I mean, we've seen Fnatic do the same thing, but again, when Fnatic take a recon class, it's for the same reason as Penta. So we just lost Fnatic and we gained another one in the form of Penta. Brilliant.
To say, yeah, well, Fnatic has like 4 victories under their belts.
Yep.
Season victories. But, I mean, I'm trying to think back to Penta. Like, it wasn't the same roster then, but they definitely played a lot more cautious. Like, even against teams that they should almost certainly beat 100% of the time, they would still be very cautious about that. But I think with a couple of swaps that they've had, they're actually being a little bit more aggressive. And as you can see, with 2 recon classes and a support class, I feel like their chances are pretty good here.
Yeah, I don't. My analysis stops here. To be honest, that's we're kind of getting to the edge of what I understand here. That's what Kamika can do, though. Of course,
I'm expecting Wyros to be like, "How did you predict this, Mitch? This is common Battlefield." Terrible caster.
Well, it is. I mean, yeah, pretty much. The M249 is what Kamika is using here as well, and you might have seen that in other games. He is just going to be laying down that suppressive fire. This one here, at least, actually, the recoil isn't too bad for Kami here. He's able to just pepper people with shots there. So. He's not making a huge impact with that one here. Lex is moving up with the scout as well.
He just sprayed. Oh.
Woo!
What if he sniped it out of the air?
Now,
there's more of a chance of him probably hitting the rock out of the air than hitting a person.
Yeah. Now, Lex, I don't think he's got to get the headshot to actually get...
Let's keep in mind. They have 2 scout or 2 snipers, and they have a support class, and they got the bomb down within the first like 45 seconds.
They're showing off now. Wyros is trying to impress me. He's trying to woo me. It's not going to work, mate. It's not going to work. Oh, well, look, I mean, quite simply, like, there are the medic classes from Penta. I'm pretty sure they rushed straight into mid, actually, and went for this one here. This is where RX can actually take things back into their own hands as they come over the hill. That's Tommy getting one there, but 10 seconds left. Oh, my God. They had no time. All right. And look at the kills for a second. Have a look at the kills. Penta, 5 kills. So they've killed, I guess, at least one person, each person in the enemy squad. They didn't wipe them at all. With 5 kills, they were able to plant it and get it and get it exploded. I don't know, man.
How do you penetrate the site with 2 snipers when they didn't really kill anyone? Actually, take that back. Lex got 2, and Myro's got 2. But those were the G18s probably.
I don't know. It's quite strange.
Your analysis, everyone's analysis kind of drops off when you have something like this happening because it's not.
Yeah.
If we're to be fair, it's not 2 equally skilled teams up against each other.
Yeah.
But Penta, I do like seeing this though. Just the fact that they're feeling so confident about it that they're actually playing with no respect. Because, like I said before, one thing that really let me down was when they're playing against lesser teams that we would predict, yeah, they should win this one relatively with ease. But they would still struggle. They'd still play slow.
Oh my god. Carry on. Sorry, I'm just.
They would still struggle and still play slow when they should be able to beat a team. But to see the confidence in them now that they actually have is something that they're going to need when they get into the group stage because they're already qualified through. They're technically the 3rd highest team in points, but now 2nd because Fnatic dropped out. But you want to see them play like this. You want to see them have the ability to do that, and this is what you need to see out of some top teams is just realize you're better than the other team, and let's make that work for us, even with these crappy classes.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, crappy, man.
Well, crappy for this game mode and for... Yeah.
Why am I... The wind is blowing me. The wind is actually blowing me around.
No, I think your
bugged.
Keys are bugged, yeah.
I was going to say the storm's rolling in. I don't know what's going on. Julian trying to get the defuse, though, here as we try to get back to game. Breeze picked up Nicholas here. It's just QCK left, so it should be a defuse here easily enough, I guess you could say, for RX. I don't really know how much of this game has been easy for them. It's a very unexpected tactic that Penta are coming out with now. And Lex is persisting here to use the sniper rifle, and Myros as well.
Was the wind actually blowing you away? Like, were you actually moving?
No, I think what happened is
I
was holding the A key when I changed the camera, and sometimes it keeps it pressed down.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I would have laughed if you actually were holding it and didn't realize it.
No, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. So it's only Maseo and High Nicholas left here in the squad, and all they can do is stand and look on in dismay as the bomb marches its way straight towards B.
And I'm still confused why they're still going towards B instead of towards C, which is generally the easier site to hit. But I might have spoken just too soon as the bomb will make its way towards there. And he's got the backup of Cammy. He's got the backup of everyone on the team.
Oh my gosh.
It comes down to the retake here, and Cammy, he's not going to run out of bullets anytime soon.
Can you say suppressing fire? Well, not too bad. The M245 does claim another victim, but Breeze and Maseo were there to respond. The bomb is down, and that's the problem. That is really the issue here for RX, of course, as they have to challenge this. They have to contest this. Breeze is close, though, at the very least. He does have a spot through the sandbags, but he doesn't want to make the shot and give his position away. So he'll get up a little bit closer and see what he can do. But on the flank, he's caught by MTQ, and Penta, I'm pretty sure this is illegal in some countries. I'll be honest with you. It's just...
Most.
Yeah. It's Julian and Tommy left here. QCK must hold on. I don't think MTQ is all that close to him now. He will go down. MTQ... Here come the spawns back on the
But now they have White Rush set up with a sniper class, and he's watching towards the bomb from like the hills. Like, you're not going to stop that from happening. That should be the second MCOM. No! Oh, the defuse! Stick it!
No, there it is.
Oh, he was so close to being able to hold on to that one, but... And then he will fall, and that will be Penta taking another 2-0 lead.
Yeah, very commanding from them, despite the choice of classes there, which, to be fair, worked out fairly well. If you have a look at it, it was Kamika with the support class, and it was White Roz and I'm going to say Lex with the recon classes. So, interestingly enough, those guys have had a fairly easy run of it there as well. QCK doing some serious work, and well, having a look back over things here for RX, it's been a tough few rounds so far. This is going to be the last chance here, of course, as we head into the second half. And they've seemed pretty uninspired here on Parasol Storm. And this is a map you have to have in your map pool. It has to be fairly polished. It's like, you know, all the other games that have that quintessential map that all the teams are expected to sort of know how to play. I would hazard that Parasol Storm is definitely one of them, up there with your Dawnbreakers and that kind of thing as well. We see things like your Heinen and your Golmud sort of banned away quite often. Teams won't play them. But the other ones, your Zavod as well, throw it in there just for good measure. Siege. These all need to be quite well drilled down for these teams. And unfortunately, Rapax seems to look like a little bit... they're not really sure about how to go about things here on Parasol Storm. There's definitely it's not natural for them. It's not instinctive.
Well, what's a shame is that if they would have picked up this victory as Penta, they could have actually gotten through into the group stage. They would have had 30 points, so all they had was 5, and that would have been enough to actually get them into top 12.
It's a big ask, though, really. Big ask.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to come back, so now they need 2 MCOMs, they need to win in overtime, and then they need to win the next map. Like, that's going to be very difficult, but it definitely was something that was possible for them, as they did play in Cup 2 and get 5 points on the board. So it was a possibility, but Penta, I think, are just shutting that one down.
I don't know. You're only playing Cup 2 and Cup 5 as well, so you're not exactly giving yourself the best chance of that finals berth.
I mean, we said this when we started the whole season. If you just show up and participate in every cup, even if you lose that right away, that's 25 points, and that's enough to get you top 12.
Yep.
Or at least tied for top 12, than to play out for a chance to get through. Yep. But with 2 teams dropping out, 1 through 3, 7, and Fnatic, well, that would have been, that would have been it. You would have been in.
I don't know,
Consistency is key here, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Well, we're into our countdown now, of course, for our second half. And Penta should, by rights, on paper, pound for pound, should be
Let's take a guess. How many sniper classes are we going to see? How many recons?
Just 2. I think
I'd say 1.
Just 2. Just 1?
Yeah, because Lex shows...
we'll play.
Oh. Well, he could kill himself. He could suicide.
Obviously, at the start of the game, each player can suicide once, and what that will do potentially can give you a spawn location closer to the objective. So it lets you start a little bit quicker. All right, nice.
Oh,
wait, the countdown's not over yet, bro.
This is a mistake because my chest hurts. I can't put my arms down. All right, so it looks like Cammy will be the only one, and he probably wants to show us his skills. Let's tag along with him. You know, let's give him a little bit of love. Because this man, you know, he's taken the recon class and he wants to show us what he's got. He wants to show us that Y-Ros has got nothing on this man.
Well, got the scout. I'll be interested to see what he can do with it. That is for sure.
Keep in mind, guys, Penta currently leading 1-0 in this best of 3, are up 2 MCOMs to 0 in this second map. So all they need is 1 MCOM to close out this game and advance through into the semi-finals. Semi-finals.
Nice, nice. All right, so they're going to flood straight towards the basketball court to pick up that bomb here. I always say tennis court, and Jason gets really upset. So they'll secure this area, and Cammy already just trying to set himself up here as well. There's a spot over towards his right. He's not looking towards it right now. Penta just want to flood forward and take control. And, well, RX are giving it over to them happily.
All right, well, Bria's going to be falling back towards this. Wait a minute. Oh, there's a bot. Look! Look towards C. Mitch, for me, do it.
What?
Look towards C right here.
Oh my! Is that that's the engineer class? Yeah.
He almost took out Mitch.
That's so troll.
That was all right. So he didn't get a kill off of that.
Can we explain that? Explain what that was though.
Huh?
We can explain what that was to everyone at home who's maybe not sure about it.
It was a robot.
Yeah,
it's a gun.
Yeah, it's the drone robot that can actually be deployed to do damage. Yeah. Super troll though.
He got him down to 53, wasn't enough. But the MCOM has been planted. This could be the hopes for Rapax. If they can't defuse this, then they will not be into the group stage. They will not have a chance to play into the playoffs for the $35,000 in total.
What?
And they are just getting wiped left and right here at this MCOM.
No, they're getting absolutely wrecked. You're dead right. I mean, for a second, Messiah was heading across, and he stopped before heading into the trenches. Maybe just checking if there was someone there. But that was what got him killed here. So Penta got to get it done. Cammy at pretty much point-blank range trying to get the finish there. But that's it. That's game. It's GG. It's 3 MCOM detonations to none, and that is probably one of the most one-sided matches I've seen in some time. Of course, the Org ACOG needs to be brought out. Thank you for that one, Y-Ros. And that's a very quick GG here. Jason, my God, Penta looking like they're very strong, especially in this matchup.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. Again, this is kind of what we expected, right? Like, we came into this knowing that this would potentially happen. Yeah. It was a chance for Rapax to get themselves into the group stage. Unfortunately, they kind of fell a little bit short. I'm just going to check really quickly. I don't think we're going to have any results just yet across the board from other games. No, I take that back. Epsilon have eaten MNG already. But then again, that game did start, but I think 5 minutes before this one. So not much of a surprise there to see that game's over. We'll show the brackets one more time really quickly on your screen before we do head over to a short break, just to kind of give you an idea of what games have happened and what is coming up. So Epsilon, they're in the semifinal or the Hauptfinal. Depends if you're German or not. Don't know why it's showing for German for me. We got Penta now in the semifinal as well. We still have Revo playing against Leisure and Natus Fungus up against Evolution Gamers. And then we'll be having one semifinal, then one final to close out the day and to close out the regular season of the ESL One Battlefield 4 Winter 2015 Cups.
Nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. Of course, though. You're right. Cups. Well, this is 5 cups, of course, is what the season consists of. And then we move into our group stage and then the juicy, juicy finale, which is going to be here at the Cologne studios as well. That's going to be a lot of fun. If you're in the area, you should come down and hang out.
You get to meet Mitch, give him a hug. Give him a little high five.
Yep, I'll be here.
I'll give you a wave.
Here as well, I think.
I'll give you a wave.
Yeah, you're not big on like close contact, are you?
Because I'm too tall. If you hug me, your head's in my stomach, and that's just awkward.
No, fair enough. He is quite tall. But ladies and gentlemen, we digress. We're going to go to a break, and I'm not going to call it short because we don't really know how long it's going to take for these other matches to finish. I'm just going to level with you right now, mano y mano, as it were. But we're going to be back soon when all the games are finished, and we can jump into our semi-final.